Hello everybody, what's going on? Back with another update with the bill. I did a little update yesterday as far as the lifters came in. I had to get my legs to rest and my legs was hurting real bad. But we're back at it, we're back on the bill. Um, the lifters came in while we was on the weight, and also the cam bearings came in also. I did run into a hiccup about the cam bearings, meaning that I ordered, I shouldn't even get it first place. I ordered these from, it was Amazon, and when I spoke with the people, company that I'm ordering from, they told me that, okay, these will work. They didn't remind me, they didn't tell me anything about the first, second, and third design. So just to give y'all an insight about pretty much these cam bearings. So I just found out that there's different groups of cam bearings, meaning that you have a first design that's from 93, from 97 to 2003. That's the first design. Then you got the second design from 2004 on up to 2011, don't quote me on. And then it goes from on up to 3. My motor, it shares two different groups of cam bearings, meaning that I can either go with the CH10s or I can go with the CC 433. The difference, there's a big difference in between these two cam bearings here. There's a big difference. I can show you if you give me a second. Okay, what we have here is the CH10. Pretty much the same width that I would need for the cam bearing that I would need, but the diameter wasn't right. The diameter was like 6 millimeters off, and this would be my number one if I was installed to the engine. So the diameter of my engine block is 2.33 inches, which is 59.0 millimeters. Okay, 59.0 millimeters is my exact bore of my cam. So I will have to use specific cam bearing, meaning that these CH10s would have been perfect because of the width, but the diameter wasn't right. So I got on the call, called a company down in Salisbury. It was very, very helpful. Lady on the phone, Miss Dorothy, she was very, very helpful. She gave me the insight that I needed as far as the cam bearings, and she broke it down to me about the different groups, meaning that you have a first, second, and third group for the LS60 bill. So she sent me the CC 433s, which is the second, I believe that's the second group in the first design, so it will be the second design in the beginning, what you would say, because they switched over to another design further on down the road. So with these are the correct ones that I needed. If you look and see, it's the same width as the CH10s, but it's the diameter that I need. It's perfect. These are 2.364 inches of a diameter that I need. This is perfect. Alright, so being that said, we here today to install the cam bearings into the engine, and again, like I said, I'm not a pro at this, so just work with me as I'm going on. I'm going to enjoy this because I want to learn. I'm going to furthermore continue to do this. So those who's watching, you see me doing it, hey, proof is in the pudding. You feel me? Alright, so being as such, I'm gonna go ahead on and start installing the cam bearings. I'm going to start. They say go to reverse order that you would as you install it, meaning that when I took them out, I sent them this way, right? So meaning that I sent last out, and you got last come back first, right? So y'all take time. Hey, look, tuning in. Hey, look, I appreciate you. I ain't gonna lie, I appreciate you. This is gonna be a new start for everything. For me, I'm really trying to push this mechanics thing. Like I really am. Like I think this is my calling. I do so much. I'm so talented, but I think mechanics is where I really need to be at. All right, so let's start off with the first cam bearing. What I learned and what I read up on. Lubrication is the best thing. They say put them in dry, but I'm more worried about the scratching the cam bearings on the inside. So what I would want to do, I might want to put some type of protectant around the edge of this here, because this here can cause wear and it can cause scratches on your cam bearing. You be right back where you started. So what I think I need to do, I need to put a little lubrication on this before I even start. So give me 1 second, let me grab some gloves. We're gonna make this happen. Always keep your pair of gloves. This stuff can be dangerous on your skin. If you're allergic, they definitely can send you to allergic reaction. So make sure you keep some type of protectant on your hands while you doing this. I got these right here from AutoZone. They came through with the gloves. So right now it seems like we have what we need to install these cam bearings. So again, like I said, lubrication is first and foremost. You don't want to scratch it. This right here, Ultra Slick. This is some good stuff. This is what you would use to put your engine together, to install your cam bearings, install your crank, what we will be doing in the next video. Just different things when you're installing and you're breaking in this motor and you're installing it. This is what you want to use right here. If you're a beginner like me, I had to learn, had to read, I had to understand that this stuff right here, this is it. So what you want to do, you want to put a little bit, just put a little tad bit. Oh, oops. Don't mind me, y'all. Protecting it up. I'm sorry. Appreciate that. Keeps the kids from getting in. Okay. We doing this. This is I'm learning now. It's unedited, so I got to learn stuff, and as I go on, put you a little dab of a little oil on it, just to keep it lubricated, so it won't scratch your bearings up. That's something you don't want to do. Look it up. Boom. Done. Alright. So what we're doing now, we need to mark the cam bearings, meaning that these things have to go in at a certain degree. You just can't throw them in there and say, hey, I put my cam bearings in. I had to learn that too. I'm glad I read up on that. I thought you just put them in and it would work. No, it's not going to work like that. So I'm going to show you pretty much how I had to learn what I read up on. So cam bearings here, these holes and bores, you have an oil feed hole here. And it will be at your 2 o'clock. So where you're looking at right now, it will be at your 2 o'clock position. The oil galleys goes down from here, and it goes down into here, and then feeds into these, and goes to here. This is what oils your crank. If you put this cam bearing in wrong, it can't oil your crank, and you're not going to even make it past your startup. So make sure that you clean this out. I already done it already, but get you like a microfiber cloth or something like that. Make sure it's nice and clean in there, because you don't want nothing to keep you from installing those bearings incorrect, because this is the life of your motor. You don't want to mess nothing up and put that thing in wrong, and you all done, you crank it up, and it's just, I don't think you want to do that. So make sure that thing is nice and clean in there. It's nice and, it ain't gotta be shiny, but make sure it's clean. Always remember that when you're doing these, you make sure that you are going in straight when it comes down to putting those cam bearings in. Go in straight. Don't go at an angle. Go in straight. That's why they had that cone on that tube to install it, so you go in straight. Alright? What we want to do now, y'all, we got to mark our camera. So, meaning that marking them mean that what you want to do. See these little holes right here? You got 2 holes. Alright, these are oil feed holes. This is what goes down into, the oil goes down into here. It spins around in here. It keeps the oil on the cam bearing, it keeps the cam lubricated, and your engine gonna ride smooth. Trust me, listen to me. Oh yeah, shout out to Engine Tech too. Engine Tech, man, if you wanna go get some good parts, listen to me. Engine Tech is where it's at. My whole valve train system is Engine Tech. Engine Tech is where it's at. They're very helpful. They know what they're talking about. I'm talking about down to that millimeter of an inch. They do not play. They make sure your stuff is straight. So shout out to Engine Tech. But yeah. So again, you will want to take these holes, make sure that this hole is lined up with the 2 o'clock position in this motor to feed in this oil gallon. So you take your cam bearing, you will find the hole that you want to use. In this case here, I would say I'm gonna want to wire it up, so I know that when I put these in, wherever I mark these at, it's gonna be perfect. Okay? So wire it's up. You will look in here. You'll find 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock in this position right here will be right at your bolt for your cam retaining bolt. Take you a little alley key, y'all. You ain't got nobody that fancy tool and all that stuff. Get your alley key. And you stick it right there. And what you will do is, after you do that, you take your marker and you will mark. You will mark where your alley key is at, and guess what? If you do that, you're gonna be straight every single time, because you ain't got to worry about going in crooked. So, being I made a little cheater mark, you will want to come down. You will want to make you a mark here. So what you will take is get your straight edge. Like I said again, we're doing this the right way. We're not doing this the wrong way. We're doing this the right way. You will take your straight edge, right in the middle of that bolt. And what you do is you make a little cheater mark. Alright? That cheater mark is going to ensure that when you turn this motor upside down, That's gonna be your line for your cam bearings, right? You like how I did that, right? It's called a little cheater mark. You know, it's kind of helpful. You learn that your bearings are gonna go in like it's supposed to. So being back to this, you will take again words up. So it'll go in either way. It don't matter which way it will go in. You know, it'll go in either way. Again, like I said, I want the words facing me. So I will come here. I will line this hole up with the cheater mark that I made. That's 2 o'clock. And that's 6 o'clock at the bottom. So what I would do with that is, I would come here and I would mark my bearing. Here. And I'll mark my bearing here. Why you do that, man? That's crazy. No, it's not. Because what you just did is, you just mark that bearing exactly how it's supposed to be in your engine. So again, like I said, you would want this one at 6 o'clock. You would want this one. In this case, it would be more, let me see. It would be more, let's say, it's more, it's 3 o'clock. I'm going to say, so this is, we're going to say, no, this ain't, we're going to say 2 o'clock. All right. We're going to say 2 o'clock. Why I say 2 o'clock? In the engine, it looks 2 o'clock. To y'all in this band, it might not look like 2 o'clock. It might look like it's at 3 o'clock. So on the engine, it's 2 o'clock. So what you would do is, each one of your bands now, you would take it and mark them. Because these are your guides to make sure that cam bearing is going in right. Alright? So let's get your marker. Just make you a little cheater line. Again, it ain't gonna hurt now. Just make you a little cheater line. It ain't gonna hurt nothing. You just making you a line and reference. So you stalling these things, so this thing got to go in right. So as long as your line straight, good. Straight right there. Alright. Now, when I did that, I'm going to do each cam bearing one by one, just to ensure that this is going to be done correctly. Because again, you can't play with this. You can't play with this, y'all. So, boom. So, now, remember this now, where you mark your bearings at is where it's going to have to go in. So I mark my bearings, so I'm going to go in. Now, when you turn this upside down, this is going to be the opposite way. So this is going to be 8 o'clock and this is going to be 12 o'clock. So let y'all see. This is going to be 12 o'clock. This is going to be 8 o'clock, okay? That's why I said make your cheater marks, make your measurements so everything will go correctly, okay? Alright, so. Really do this stuff for a living. I ain't gonna lie, I kind of miss it, you know? Alright, so in this situation here, again, like I said, your bottom line will be 12 o'clock, your top line will be 8 o'clock. So if you come here, you have to guide, you have to make sure that this is at your line, so this is correct. In my situation, it's pretty daggone straight. Make sure your lines is correct. Make sure. So actually, I'm gonna take it back a little bit. So, yeah, So again, like I was trying to tell y'all, my lining has to be perfect. So what I did was move it over just a tad bit. Again, like I said, this is my first time. This ain't a lot of pro at this. So it's your marker. So this, again, like I said, you want to make sure that this thing is lined up right. So now this is critical, y'all. Can't play with this. Can't play with this hip. Right there. So yeah. So it's about, I'm saying, get a marker. Make sure that's right. So in this case here, the smallest thing I get in there would be a razor blade. Take the blade, you line it up with that marker right there. Again, you will mark right there. To be precise. This So, in this case, the mark is there. It's there, right here. That move. That's lined up perfect there. Right here. Alright, so I got the right measurements here. And the measurements off a little bit. Again, like I said, I'm not a pro at this, y'all. So I'm learning. I'm gonna make sure it's right, though. That's one thing I am gonna make sure. So now, that I did that, hold on a second. Let me fix this. Alright. So when I mark that new mark, I am actually at 2 o'clock. I am at 2 o'clock, I'm at 6 o'clock. So it actually really supposed to be 2 o'clock. So what I would do is, just so I don't confuse myself, get your little eraser, get your little fine little, little paper, and clean that marker up so you don't confuse you. I hate confusion, y'all. Clean that off. So you don't confuse yourself. Let's go. Alright, so now you know what lines. Now you know what lines you need to use. So it'll be 2 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and that's literally perfect. Like it can't be no more perfect than what it is. It's perfect. Right? Perfect. Take another marker right here. And a little line. And that line right there. Just be precise. Again, y'all, you can't play with this man. Can't play with this man. Can't play with that. Alright. So what you would do, in this case here, I would take the cam bearing, slide it over my installer and remover. And like I said, in this situation here, I wanted my words to be up. Let me just try to turn this back over, y'all. You want to line this up with that. It'll be 12 o'clock. Flip it around, sorry. Flip it around. Boom. That's perfect. You look at it, you see how it's lined up. Lines can be no more perfect than what it is. That's all I'm gonna say. There you go. Sorry about that. So, I'm gonna go ahead on and put this in and ensure that this goes in straight. Again, like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and start from the front on in. So they say that the mechanic said that you want to take it off the stand and do it. Just ensure that you get that front one in right. But we did our measurements and we're going to ensure that that front one's going to go in right. The front one is one of the ones that if it does go bad, you can change that front. It ain't going to be a very big pain. There's the other ones that I be worried about. Make sure that thing lined up nice and straight. Make sure your lines are straight. Again, you made it straight in his line, so you know if it's straight or not. Get your hammer. Again, make sure everything is straight. Make sure it sits nice and center. You want to drive it on in there. Take that, drive it on in there. Stop doing what you're doing. Just look and see what you're doing. Make sure it's going in straight. In this case, it's going in straight. Okay. Stop. Scratch your neck. Stop. Let's measure. measure just to make sure that line is correct. In my case, that thing drop in there. Guess what? We in there, y'all. We in there. It's in there. So yeah, we good money. So this one here in this situation, I can drive in a little bit more, just be on the safe side. And y'all, I think we get money. So we gonna put this thing back in there as careful as possible. Careful. Alright, she in there. Tool back in it. Hold it straight. Just tap a couple more times. 1, 2. Keep measuring. I don't want to go too far in. I want to line it up where that other one was. Or a little bit further in. You don't want to go too far in, y'all, because you go too far in, you're going to take this out the stand, knock this thing back out. You don't want to do that. So I just showed you a way to knock it in without having to take them off the stand. So you want to tap a little bit more, a couple more times. 1, 2. Alright. That should be enough. You gotta measure. You gotta measure. You want to say something. Still good. Still good, y'all. Start going a little bit more. Just a little bit more, y'all. Just a little bit more. Okay. So I don't want to send it too far in. I can't get it back out. So, all right, hold that. That might be it right there, y'all. Careful you put this thing out, y'all. If you don't want to come out that way, just send it back in, twist it till it won't come out. Scratch your bearing up. Be right back to square one. Don't do that. We ain't going backwards, y'all. We're going forward, right? Perfect. I'm talking about can't be no more perfect, y'all. So let me tell you how you know you got it right. You stick it in there, that thing drop in there, you good. If you come over, you go to the other one. The other hole is in this other hole right here. So in this case, you see how it don't go nowhere. How we put it in here, don't go anywhere. Let me give y'all a close-up vision of this. Close-up view of this. So let's see. If you look in here, like I said, and you see how it don't go in there? It's blocking. Now if you go to this side, you look in there, you stick your Allen key in there, see how it goes in? That's your oil gallery. That's what you want to make sure it's lined up right. If you look at my marker, and you look at my tool, it's perfect. That's perfect, y'all. So what we just did, I just showed y'all the way to install the cam bearing in your LS motor. If you don't feel comfortable with doing that, I understand. Yeah, I didn't feel comfortable until all these machine shops, everybody was saying 2, 3 weeks out. Like, it's a lot of time. I was like, man, I'm trying to get right. I'm trying to ride. You know, got that mug in there. I mean, I'm talking about Engine Tech. Y'all are the best. Thank you so much. Like, thank you. Y'all products is outstanding. I ordered some before. Like I said, the first was CH10s. Those did not work. They went all the way through the motor. So it wasn't the right diameter. They told me on their website that it was this diameter and it wasn't the diameter that it was. So now, Engine Tech, and thank you. So what we did, y'all, we put a cam bearing in. I'm gonna go ahead and knock the rest of these things on out. And I'll get back with y'all in the next video. Next video, we put the pistons in. If you want to tune in on that, might want to, especially learning how to put the pistons in, how to use the tool, how to set your piston rings, your piston ring gap, how to set the alignment up. If you don't know about that, you might want to tune into that. When I get these cam bearings back in, I'm going to do another video on how to install the cam. I don't know if I got that much battery left, so that's why I got to cut the video. But I'm going to go ahead and knock these on in, and I'm going to go ahead and let the phone charge up a little bit. And once I get done with these cam bearings, I'm going to go ahead and give you a video on how to put the cam in. As we do that, y'all, hey, next step is the piston, so it won't take long. I mean, the crank. The crank will be the next thing after that. And, hey, we're going to build this thing together. So, like I said, any mechanic out there that has any advice for me, hey, man, your advice is appreciated. I ain't never too good to say, hey, I don't want to take no advice. Again, you know, so my downtime, you know, kind of down right now, going through, you know, health issues. So I'm at home, so gotta find something to do, you know. So yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead on and finish putting these things on in, and I'll get back with y'all at the when it's time to put the cam in. Appreciate y'all tuning in with me, man. This is a new beginning for me. So you tuning in and watching me doing this, and you know, you want me to tackle one for you, I can only do one at a time. I can't do more than one. I can only do one at a time. So hey, let's make it happen. So just stay tuned. I'll get y'all another video on this cam install. I'm going to put these on there. Thanks for tuning in.